Hey guys, Tomboy601, and welcome to World of Warships Legends Mobile. That's right, I was lucky enough to get in, so we're gonna go ahead and show off a game and enjoy and just kind of talk about my first impressions of the mobile release. And you can see right here, it's a surprisingly full-fledged for a test version of the mobile app. We are playing on the iPad, or at least I'm playing on the iPad. I've played both on my phone and the iPad. I just preferred the iPad because bigger screen. You can kind of see the controls over on the left hand side. What your left thumb controls is going to be the up and down arrows. Well, that's your speed controls. Left and right is going to turn the rudder. You'll see when we turn the rudder, you'll kind of get arrows on the sides of the thing to indicate how hard you're turning. Then around that is going to be clustered the consumables. You can see with the Phoenix right now, we have both our damage control party and our sonar. So that's that hand. And then on the bottom left hand thing is going to be the zoom. On the right hand side, well, the big button is going to be fire. You'll see switch to torpedoes, switch AP and HE, and then kind of the overview camera. And that's what we have as far as controls go. As far as my first impressions of it is, it's better than I expected. It is not ready for a full release. I think one of the biggest problems that I'm having with it is I am getting I am getting such tunnel vision because every time that you go in and every time that you use every time you zoom in, it's a full press, and you have to remember to unpress it. Which is, usually what you do is you kind of like find a target, you zoom in for the shot, you unzoom so you can have situational awareness again, right? Well, because it's not a toggle, you or because it yeah because it's not because it's a toggle, you kind of stay zoomed in and you do absolutely start to lose situational awareness. And I'm finding myself getting tunnel vision way more than I ever did in regular World Warships. Of course, the other big change is the viewing angle. It's not as pronounced on the iPad just because you still have a lot more vertical space. But when you're playing on the phone, it does feel very claustrophobic and zoomed in, especially when you have that zoom in. Sometimes you'll zoom in on longer range targets and you can barely see the ship you're shooting at. And given the way you lead it and how zoomed in you are, you won't even see where your shells are impacting on the ship. It's there is some quality of life and improvements that need to go into this. But beyond that, I'm gonna say it's going surprisingly well. But with all that said, either they need to add controller support to this to make it in parity with consoles, or they probably should go ahead and segment the matchmaking because the precision of the touchpad is just not there as far as hitting your targets and being able to quickly switch between things. Also, as of right now, there's no turret lock. So good luck when you get into the battleships and you need to pre-turn your turrets because a target's going one way, but you kind of need to be able to look forward because that you're about to have to maneuver some sort of impressive way. Yeah, unfortunately, having turret lock isn't currently in the game, and it does make it a little rough. I'm sure that is a feature that is probably down the line and to be added, but it is one thing to say. As far as performance goes, I was pleasantly surprised. I think the frame rates have held up fairly well and is pretty good for a mobile game. Of course, as you can tell, usually we upload in 4K on this channel. I'm not sure what this is going to upload in, but let me tell you, it's not 4K. Of course, what else would you expect? I'm sure it is down in the 720s or maybe even lower than that. But the core gameplay loop of this game is preserved, right? Which is quite impressive, and it does give me hope. It's just, I think it does need some tuning. Like I said earlier, I don't think having played this, there needs to be a bit more love. The auto aim that you get on consoles isn't quite there. The ships aren't as sticky like you can feel when you're on console. There does need to be some love. Also, multi-target when they're kind of stacked on each other is currently not quite there yet. There's multiple times where I had one ship that was nearly dead and had no health directly in front of me, and then I had multiple enemies in the distance, and I could not get the enemy that was close to me selected because he looked like he was dead, and like the readability needs some work. But these are all things that like can be improved. Core gameplay loop, it's here. Aiming needs a bit of love, but what we know and love about Legends is here. The one caveat I will say to this is right now aircraft carriers are not in this version of the game, or at least not in the test. I do hope they expand to that because I think this would be my preferred way to play aircraft carriers. If the biggest problem I'm currently having with the surface ships is being able to maintain situational awareness. Well, aircraft carrier, you don't need to aim down sights. That's where I'm losing my situational awareness. I think the mobile players could serve as better aircraft carrier players than our current aircraft carriers, which take that either way as you will. But I, for one, would like to try the aircraft carriers because I think that could potentially be a preferred way. As far as other things go, how I was playing it, I was literally just playing this during the Game Awards last night, and you know, as far as a second screen of when your primary screen is tied up, being able to play Legends, yeah, it works. It does work. If I need to get my dailies done, I could have done my dailies. It like overall the bones feel good. It does need some love. It does need some work, but it's there. I don't absolutely hate it, but right now I think some intelligent design decisions do need to be made because if with the current controls these players are put into regular matchmaking, I do feel like they are just going to get nuked by the console players. Now, if you're a console player, that might sound good or bad to you because if they're equal matchmaking, if there's an equal number of mobile players on both sides, there's some easy kills for you. But I think for the betterment of the game overall, I think what needs to happen is they should probably segment the matchmaking off as of now until they can get better parity between the feel of the game and the abilities of the player. Now, this may just be me complaining, or it may just be me not quite used to these controls yet. Probably, maybe, but I feel like after, you know, playing 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, and understanding the base concepts of the games, the controls should be getting to me, and I should start to be fairly good with it. One other thing, you'll probably see me hit the sonar button a couple of times, but it not actually fire. I think some of the button prompts probably need to also have a look at it because sometimes they just go unresponsive, and it's not good, especially when you're like, no, I need sonar right now. As far as improvements I would want to see, well, I kind of would like, at least on the iPad, to be able to switch over, have forward and reverse on one side of the screen and the turning on the other side. With the current setup, if you have like torpedoes incoming at you, it's very, very hard to both turn and slow down speed at the same time. It is very difficult, and we all know how critical that is to being able to dodge some torpedoes. But yeah, guys, that's my kind of first preview of mobile. I'm going to keep dabbling in it because it is the core gameplay loop is there, and it's quite good. Anyways, guys, if you liked the video, go ahead, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. See ya.